What's
Hey.
up, everybody? Welcome to another. So you want to lead a party? I'm Nate.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to, you know what I mean, you know.
If you want to, you can. No
Yeah.
pressure. Um, who are we creating today, Ragan?
So we are going to create a Stan Lee. Stan Lee, the man who brought us so many different comic book heroes, and I'm not going to use that feminized word of hero because hero can be male, female, non-binary. We can be whoever they need to be. So we'll
Nope.
cut that out. So yeah, Stanley, who passed 2019 or 18.
Think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that his wife passed in 2017 and that they had been married for like 70 years of marriage. And I think he passed like a year later, which does happen. Does
Mm-hmm.
happen. So I'm gonna bring out their character sheet. Let's see. Gonna try and do this as nicely as possible. Okay, that's a little bit better. Not the greatest, but it's a little bit better. So
Squeak, squeak.
thinking about Stan Lee. Stan Lee is a creator, very creative, collaborates because he's worked with quite a lot of people over the years. Um, I can't say that he has created the greatest comic book heroes, but he has created some of the most well recognized comic book heroes. Uh, I I am a Batman individual. I think Batman is the greatest comic book universe, but that's just my opinion. Nobody needs to get angry and yell at me or anything like that. But I think Batman deals with a lot of themes that happen in our world. Not to say that all comic books don't do that, because like right on my shelf behind me, I've got a bunch of Superman comics. But but with Batman, it's the story of someone who dealt with a trauma, a really bad trauma, and is trying to work through that trauma, and is not always the best at helping others as he himself is working through that trauma. Because I think with the exception of Nightwing, didn't all the Robins die?
I'm not.
They
Jason
either
Todd.
died or got badly injured, and I think
Yes.
Nightwing is the only one that survived.
Yes. And Nightwing actually became Batman for a while too.
Okay.
Um, yes. So there was Jason Todd who died and then was resurrected. There's Cassandra Cain. I think she became a Robin, or she may have been a Batgirl. Um, she wound up dying in the War Games arc. Tim Drake, his father was murdered.
Mm,
Actually, his mother was murdered, and then years later, his father was. Um, so yeah, it's just like orphans on orphans, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um, I get that too. Like, there's something very very compelling about the drive to confront and overcome your trauma while also being driven by it
Yeah.
in a weird way, because like when is it gonna be enough for
Right.
Batman? he
Exactly.
could he could stop any time,
He
but
could.
today is not that day, and tomorrow probably
Well,
won't be either.
It depends on which universe you're talking about. If you're talking about
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's Batman universe, he did stop because
Yeah.
Alfred, who is one of the most misunderstood characters, was just
I
like,
love Alfred.
you got to stop at some point. You
Yep.
really do. But
Yep.
Alfred is one of my absolute favorite characters because you can't even call him a sidekick. I mean, technically, I guess he is, but he's also not. He is the person that cared for this person for his entire life and has always been there for him, has rarely judged him for what he does. I mean, there are times like any good parent or father figure, Alfred came in and was just like, okay, I'm going to have to step in now because you're about to run into traffic,
Hmm.
that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, so
Yeah.
that's my opinion. What do you think
Yeah.
is your greatest comic book universe or hero?
I'm a sucker for Superman.
Okay.
Um, uh, he is he is good when he does not have to be,
Yep.
and that's neat. Um, he uh, the most compelling challenges for me with him though are the ones where because he's practically invulnerable, depending on who's writing him. So the greatest challenges for him uh, are all external. Like he can't. You gotta, or all internal rather.
Yeah.
He can't not save people,
Right.
and a good way to beat him or to stymie him is to make it so that he has to face a terrible choice,
Yeah.
right? Um, that's a neat little gray area for me. In terms of Stan Lee's universe, the characters that he was creating, because I'm a both, I'm a
Yeah.
Marvel and a DC. Um, I'm goodness, the I'm gonna say that he is a real jerk. He is a real jerk, but I like the idea of Professor X.
Oh.
He is also actually, you know what? Favorite character, one
Yeah.
of the favorite Marvel characters, I would say, period, is Doctor Doom. I love
Okay.
Doctor Doom. I think he's probably like right tied with, maybe slightly ahead in my affections with Magneto for best
Mm.
villain.
Yeah.
Um,
Magneto is one of those villains you kind of understand why he did what he did. You
yep,
don't necessarily agree with it, but as someone that survived the Holocaust, yeah, of course you're going to be angry. I
yeah,
mean, you had this trauma, and there was no one there to help him recover from that trauma.
except Charles.
Right. And by the time Charles got to him, he was already an adult, so he had already come to his own conclusions about the world and how he was seeing the world. And then to be there at the beginning of what was or had become a Holocaust for mutants, for people who just because they were born differently you wanted to destroy them, kind of thing. So it's with Stan Lee and also with Marvel, they deal with a lot of things that are happening in society, and they take a look at that. Sometimes with rose tinted glasses, other times with one of the better microscopes you've ever seen, like the kind that they're using the CDC kind of level microscope. And so sometimes it can be jarring and just how deep they look at it, but also jarring, and how in other cases they kind of miss it. Because like
Mm-hmm.
there are some dark histories in both universes.
Yep.
I think my opinion is the reason why Marvel movies are doing so much better than the DC movies, and I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about that, is because Marvel wasn't looking to beat another, comic book, because they kind of started off, and it feels like DC is trying to catch up with that, but you can't. You have a different cadre of superheroes that are dealing with their own stuff. So take what you have and make it yours, and make it, unique, different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was 12 minutes talking about Marvel and DC
Yeah.
Universe. But I mean, I really do like it. I think that's why I liked the Watchmen series as much as I did. Because again, you're taking this look at how these characters came about, how they came to be working kind of together. Um, but it also dealt with a lot of trauma, because I mean that's really what the superhero genre is about. Yes, you've got all these powers, or yes, you have all this money, but there has to be something about you that makes us feel sorry for you, that makes us connect with you. And that's why, to me, Wonder Woman 84 did not succeed like it should have. Okay, I get it. Chris Pine was her first love. So I understand that. But 70 years of walking this earth and never making another connection with a human being, whether romantically or platonically. You're telling me in all that time she didn't make a connection with anyone else besides the people that she met during World War One?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna defend the movie. I'm going to say that I enjoyed it
yeah,
for what it, especially that mall opening sequence, which is so 80s. It's so Looney Tunes. It's so much. I had a lot of fun.
yeah,
Like I had fun watching that film, and um, the essential thing about it is that it's a story. It's a, like, um, I have heard something to the effect of get some real problems if you have if you have issues with how this piece of entertainment that was made for you to enjoy
yeah.
was not created to your expectations. And I'm not talking you. I'm talking like
No, I know.
us, us as fans, right?
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just grouchy about
No,
that.
well, I get it.
Mm,
I'm grouchy, but about something else. All right, let's start building some Stan Lee here.
cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
let's choose a race for this man. Uh,
Um, considering that suggestion,
yeah,
and considering that Stanley was very much into the analogy, right? Like the real world example,
right.
X-Men in particular, as a metaphor for oppressed minorities. Spider-Man as a metaphor for the pangs of adolescence, and so on. I'm struck by, as we were talking, his life as a metaphor too.
Hmm,
Like he's, if I'm not mistaken, he was raised Jewish,
okay.
um, and considering that he probably came of age around the time
Yeah.
of World War II. Um,
Well, yeah, because he was born in 1922, and he got yeah. So yeah.
there is in the world of D&D, for better or for good or ill, there are races that are typically designated as the as the ones to distrust, and not least because it's something about themselves they can't change. Tieflings.
Okay.
They are basically part demon, and not a lot of folks are down with that in the world, in the various incarnations of D&D. Now, I don't want to make it so that like let's make it like a tiefling is an oppressed Jew. I'm not saying that at all, but that struck me. Am I making sense?
No, you are making sense because I'm looking at right now a variant feral tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
So this one might not look like other tieflings. Rather than having the physical characteristics described in the player's handbook, you can choose a 1d4 plus 1 for the following features: small horns, fangs or sharp teeth, a forked tongue, cat like eyes, 6 fingers on each hand. Um, so you can make a couple of changes with this variant feral one. It's got an intelligence score increased by 1 and a dexterity plus 2.
Which
Um,
would make them a great rogue, or um, possibly the typical tiefling gets a charisma increase as well. So
so for the variant one, it's just dexterity and intelligence. For your typical tiefling, it is charisma and intelligence.
charisma, I think. Okay.
Right, but this is, and then there's another variant one that does still have the charisma intelligence, but kind of what you're talking about there, maybe the variant feral one. Hmm. Because also history has taught us, like with Rosencrantz. Um, Ray is Jewish. He was Jewish, and he actually worked really closely with Booker T. Washington and one other person to make a lot of changes to the South. And in fact, one of his schools is where John Lewis went to, where John Lewis was encouraged to start reading. So we could go um, where he could be fighting his background. Okay, so the feral is the one that goes dexterity, intelligence, and then the typical tiefling and the variant tiefling are charisma and intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
He had to be very charismatic, so maybe going with the tiefling itself would be good. All right.
And then considering he's a storyteller, that to me screams bard.
That can be what?
That to me really says bard
Ah,
for for his class,
okay.
which works well with charisma. If,
Yes, it
if
does.
see what you think about that.
Actually, that does. And then what we could do is play with his background. So let's do that with his description, because we've got him as a tiefling bard.
Mm-hmm.
And so his background would be either, I know I've seen this. Where are you? Entertainer, Or, huh, he is very much an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good backgrounds for bards. Although we don't need to necessarily have to like optimize, like make it like puzzle pieces fit together. We can play this however we want.
That is
Um,
true. But I also think that a man that shows up in all of all of the movies based on his characters, I think he likes being entertaining because he always has those funny
entertaining.
lines. Like, I got a package for Tony Stank.
Thank. This is it, Tony Stank. That's not going anywhere for a while. Um, cool. Yeah, entertainer. Let's do it.
All right, so entertainer. Let's see. So with that, uh, skilled proficiencies are acrobatics and performance.
Cool.
He gets a tool, so he gets to choose bagpipes, drum, dulcimer, flute, horn, lute, lyre, pan flute, schwam, and viol.
What is a shram?
I have no idea. SHAWM. I have no idea what that is.
Oh, a sham.
Oh, sham.
Sham.
Okay.
Sham
It's
is
it
a
right. It's
loud double reed instrument, which is the ancestor of the oboe. Okay.
oh.
So,
It goes with the shawarma scene.
shawarma,
Yeah, I don't know what it
foam.
is, but let's go get some.
Let's get it. Yep. Yay! Good job,
All
guys.
right. Suggested characteristics. I know a story relevant to almost every situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say
Uh,
so.
I come to a new place, I collect local rumors and spread gossip. I'm a hopeless romantic, always searching for that special someone. Nobody stays angry at me or around me for long since I can diffuse any amount of tension. I love a good insult, even one directed at me. I get bitter if I'm not the center of attention. I'll settle for nothing less than perfection. I change my mood or mind as quickly as I change key in a song.
Um, oh, goodness.
Yeah.
There's, I'm going to see about entertainer 5E. I'm going to look at this on my own screen. Um, um, nobody stays angry at me or around me for long since I can diffuse any amount of tension.
Yeah. I mean, that can
Hmm.
also go with your storytelling. There's
Yeah.
supposed to be tension, but you have to diffuse it at the end of the story.
He also just seemed like a lovely person, like very affable, and like you would want to be around him. I've got this story here about that this time when they walked into the Marvel Studios.
Beauty. When I perform, I make the world better than it was. Tradition, the story, legends, and songs of the past must never be forgotten. The world is in need of new ideas and bold action. I'm only in it for the money and fame. I like seeing the smiles on people's faces when I perform. Honesty, art should reflect the soul. It should come from within and reveal who we really are.
Wow.
So it's either for me 2 or 6.
2 or 6.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 6.
All right.
Honestly, like, yeah, because he was very much into exploring the human condition in a particular art form, comics, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, neat.
Huh. True. I'm thinking 4
For ideals?
for bonds.
Oh, for bonds?
I
I idolize
idealize.
the hero of the old tales. Hmm. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. And now for flaws. I do anything to win fame and renown. I'm a sucker for a pretty face. A scandal prevents me from ever going home. I once satirized a noble who wants my head. That sounds right. I have trouble keeping my true feelings hidden. My sharp tongue lands me in trouble. Despite my best efforts, I am unreliable for friends.
Something that would be fun to role play, I think, is like I once satirized a noble who still wants my head. Like if,
Yes,
yeah, let's go with
that,
that.
that seems like a good one because I could totally see that. All right, so now we are here at class. Um, Now, I know at some point this character is going to be in a battle
Sure.
of who is the ultimate. So we could take him all the way up to level 20 since he was pretty much with Marvel for many, 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 many decades.
Mm,
Like he was there at the beginning of what would now become Marvel
hmm
or what was Marvel. Did Marvel ever go through a name change?
Uh,
I
yes.
remember that it was a small family business. That was like a family thing. But
Marvel.
has Marvel always been Marvel? Who are we?
Uh,
Where do we come from?
Timely Publications, Atlas Comics, and then Marvel Comics. It looks like
Okay.
Marvel Comics #1 in October of 1939. The first comic from Marvel precursor, Timely Comics. It looks like the Human Torch, but like the old version of the Human Torch, not the member of the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So let's make him level 20. Let's have some
All
fun.
right. Okay. Let's go with level 20. All right. So, first, proficiencies. We have 6 choices. We get to choose 3 musical instruments and choose 3 skills. So, the instruments: bagpipes, drum, dulcimer, flute, horn, lute, lyre, pan flute. We already gave him a sh- sh-
Shawm.
shawm, and now the other one is a viol.
Oh, that's like that's a stringed.
Right.
Um, okay.
You want him?
Let's
Oh,
let's give him a viol.
okay.
Let's diversify, and then a drum as
A drum.
well.
All right. And then what's the third one? What was the middle one?
Pan flute.
A pan flute. All right. He's got a pan flute. That is so many instruments to be carrying on top of all your other stuff. So we're definitely going to have to give him like a bag of holding or something.
One of these is also a spellcasting focus, if I remember correctly. Um, like you can make an instrument your spellcasting focus for a bard.
Okay. All right. Skills: acrobats, animal handling, arcana, athletics, deception, history, insight, intimidation, investigation, medicine, nature. Hold on. Uh, Go back. Perception, performance, persuasion, religion, sleight of hand, stealth, survival. Now, if we want to maximize his background of entertainer, it's telling us to choose acrobatics and performance. But
It's
again,
already
you don't have to do that.
actually he gets those already from his background.
Okay.
So he's
But
already proficient in acrobatics and performance. So those are covered.
okay, my understanding is that if you choose it again, then that's what's going to give you those high modifiers.
Um, I had thought, uh, is it like double proficiency?
Something like that.
Okay, not
But
sure.
again,
Oh,
we don't have to do that.
yeah, I mean, perception is probably important. Um, most rolled skill in the game. I'll always pick that one. And then acrobatics, performance. Uh, Maybe a charisma skill. So
Okay.
persuasion.
Right? Definitely. Okay.
And huh. Um,
Um, there are times that you do have to deceive others.
sure.
Sleight of hand is more roguey. Stealth, though, is something that would help. Perception is always helpful.
Mm-hmm. Stealth. I'm good with stealth.
Okay. And then last one.
Um, deception.
Just what?
Deception.
Deception? All right. All right. There we go. Obie doby then. Bard College. Which college is he a member of? Creation, glamour, lore, swords, valor, whispers, college of eloquence.
So creation is you get to like conjure a note and like use it for stuff. Lore, you're basically like a fantasy storyteller. Eloquence, you're like a really compelling orator. Conceptually, considering he's a storyteller, Stan is, that we gave him the entertainer background, I'm thinking possibly lore,
Okay.
if that's cool with you. Like that's drawing on the knowledge of heroic legends past, you know?
That actually would make sense because the hero story is one of the oldest stories.
Yeah. Um, what's next?
All right, next is expertise.
Ooh, get to double our proficiency bonus. Um, the sneaky stuff. Expertise in how many skills?
Wait, I'm just looking up something real quick. Oh wow. You okay? All right. Sorry, I was just looking up the other bard colleges. Okay, so expertise. Sorry. I
That's
just
all
lost
right.
there for a second. I was just like, what am I reading here? All right. Acrobatics, deception, performance, persuasion, or stealth. Those are our choices for expertise.
Um, I'm gonna say, because he was also a business person.
Okay.
Sales. I'm gonna say persuasion for one of them.
So you want to do persuasion again? Because we already have
Yep.
persuasion, stealth, deception, acrobatics, and performance.
Well, that's the expert. These. I think we're choosing the skills where we get to roll and double our proficiency bonus.
Oh,
So like
okay.
that's gonna get higher. That's gonna get a higher modifier,
Okay.
I think. Um, expertise,
So acrobatics, deception, performance, or stealth for the second one.
perception.
Perception? Okay. Oh, we don't have perception. We have acrobatics, deception, performance, and stealth.
Oh, um, let's go sneaky. Stealth.
All right. Oh, I think I see what this is. Okay. So now I'm starting to get it. The expertise. Okay. I think it's now starting to get it. Okay. So at the beginning, when we're doing the skills proficiency, we take whatever skills that we chose plus what he already gets as the entertainer background. And then, and I'm saying this out loud so I make sure I get it, with the expertise, that's where we increase the modifier.
Yes.
Okay.
So say, just for example, one of my characters. Well, I don't think I deleted him. I think he might still be back there. I think K might still be somewhere. Um, he had expertise in persuasion,
Mm-hmm.
meaning as a level 6 bard, he could uh, so his charisma was +5, um, and he was proficient. So proficient expertise is basically double proficiency,
Okay.
and your proficiency bonus at level 6 is +3.
Hmm.
So if you're proficient in persuasion, which is a charisma skill, it's 5 + 3. If you have expertise in persuasion at level 6, it's 5 + 6.
Mm.
So
Okay.
persuasion is a +11 for
Oh,
K.
wow. Okay.
May he rest in pieces. Uh,
I know, right?
he was one of the ones that got eaten by a troll.
Yes, he was. All right, so now we get some bonus proficiencies, where
Cool.
again, it's our same ones: acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, investigation, medicine, nature, perception, performance, religion, sleight of hand, and survival.
Mm.
Who do you want to add?
Um, maybe Arcana.
All right. You definitely need somebody who knows something about medicine. I mean,
Sure. Yeah.
typically a team has a cleric, and a bard wouldn't
Yeah.
have to do that. But what if your cleric gets knocked unconscious, like ours is?
Yeah. Your bard does get access to healing magic, fortunately. Like healing word and cure wounds.
Okay.
I think the lore bard can also pick up heal.
Hmm.
Um, but Yeah, a bard can be a good healer in a pinch if you don't have a cleric.
Okay. And hmm. Investigation is a good one.
Yeah.
Um, Animal handling, because we do sometimes come up against that, but it's not very often.
Yeah.
Athletics would also be a good one too.
Athletics. He doesn't get any. Athletics is strength based,
Oh,
though.
then never mind. Um, hmm. Sleight of hand would come in great as a performer and entertainer.
Sure.
Sleight of hand
Yeah.
would help. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Sleight of hand, baby. Sleight of hand. All right. Here we go. Ability scores. Expertise, magical secrets, and more ability score improvements. Holy
Yep.
crap, he gets a lot of them. All right, so do
Yeah.
you want to do abilities first and then we could do the ability scores improvements? All right. Are we going to buy or are we going to let it roll?
What are you feeling?
Well, since he has so many opportunities for ability score increases, it's either we continue on the maximization of this character or we just let a little fate come in.
If he's gonna be if he's going up against somebody in the arena at some point, you or me or someone would be playing this guy.
Yep.
So, um, well, huh.
Mm.
Let's be safe and point by.
Let's do point buy. All right.
Yeah.
You want to play it safe? I see how it is. All right. All right. All right. All right. So for this one, it's charisma is a +2, intelligence is a +1.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So did you want to do intelligence at 14? No, intelligence at 15 and charisma at 14?
sure. Yeah, we could do that. Um, his he'll need some dexterity for AC and con for hit points as well.
So we've got 11 points available.
Okay.
If we give dexterity a 14, that means that the highest we can go for constitution is a 12.
Don't get hit.
But we could do it the other way too. We've got a couple of choices. We could
Right.
do dexterity and constitution as both a 13 and then make wisdom like a 9.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So wisdom and strength are both going to be -1s or -2s.
He's got expertise in perception, or he's got proficiency in perception, so that's gonna take him up
Okay.
in that particular wisdom skill. I'm comfortable with that.
All right. So now let's start hitting those ability scores and everything else. So, first one to go off first is charisma, I
Charisma.
believe. Yep. Charisma and a little bit more charisma. Is going to be some fun character to play with. Additional magic secrets. We could choose a spell. Holy
Yep.
crap, there's a lot of spells.
Good
Oh my
spells,
gosh.
magical secrets.
Yeah, there are so many spells.
Yeah. You can pick from any school, I think.
Right.
I'm going to double check that.
All right. While
Yeah.
you're doing that, I'll do ability scores.
Cool.
I dislike the fact that you can't see my drop down window. I don't know what that is or why that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's strange. College of Lore.
All right.
Uh,
Next is.
whoa. You can get Fireball.
Yep.
You can get Revivify, um, which brings you back to life should you be killed.
That can always come in handy.
Yeah.
And it looks like you get magical secrets again later on. All right. After intelligence, do you want it to be uh, dexterity, constitution? Which one?
Let's go with Dex just to up
All
his
right.
AC, and he's proficient in stealth, so maybe that would help make his stealth rolls a bit better.
All right. So he's got a few magical secrets there. In the meantime, expertise. Acrobatics, arcana, deception, medicine, performance, or sleight of hand.
Let's do Arcana
Okay.
for one of them. And what are the remaining ones? I'm sorry.
Acrobatics, deception, medicine, performance, sleight of hand.
Considering he's always in front of an audience. How about performance?
All right. There we go. Now we just have to get through 4 spells to choose for magical secrets, along with the other spells that come with him.
Nope. One of these days we'll just pick a fighter.
That's what I used to do when we were creating our own characters. Sometimes just like, ugh, I'm just gonna go straight up fighter with this one.
Yeah. Vanilla is a flavor too. Okay.
It's a very good flavor. Okay, you can serve vanilla ice cream with Kahlua. It is delicious.
This is some booze cream.
Yeah.
Um, additional magical secrets.
Yep.
Part of me is just like, oh, let's fireball them.
All right, fireball.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a few more are coming, but fireball definitely.
Revivify.
Revivify. All right.
Really good higher level spells. I just can't find them.
Lehman's Tiny Hut is one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
But the Minute Meteors.
Oh, the minute meteors.
Yeah.
Cool. We had our. He didn't use that. I don't think. I think he
She had a
used
crown of stars.
Crown of Stars. That's
Yep.
right.
She had crown of stars.
Our Dragonborn or our Draconic sorcerer. She managed to save our bacon in a fight with some fire elementals.
We do have create food and water, create or destroy water, detect magic is always a good one, but we also
I
have
think we get that
dispel
one
magic. Huh?
anyway. I think we have that one anyway.
Oh, okay.
That's on the Bard spell list for sure. Huh. Good ones for magical secrets. Good spells for magical secrets.
I know that you like Featherfall.
I do. And how about Spirit Guardian?
Spirit Guardian, all right.
That one turns you basically into a magical blender. Um, um, whew. How many more do we have left?
We have 3 more.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Bard. How's about the higher level ones?
All right. We've got Healing Word. That's always one I like.
How about Prismatic Wall? Is it on there?
Let's see. Prismatic Wall. Prismatic Spray.
Okay.
No.
Okay. How about Harm?
Harm. Okay. Harm we do have.
Cool. That's a pretty good FU spell.
Well, I always like a good FU spell. All right. Oh, why do you keep doing that, my friend? Thank you.
How about
We do have Wall of Water, Wall of Thorns, Wall of Stone, Wall of Sand, Wall of Light, Wall of Ice, Wall of Force, Wall of Fire.
Wall of Force?
Let's see what you are.
Yeah.
An invisible wall of force springs into existence at a point you choose. The wall appears in any orientation you choose. It can be free floating or resting on a solid surface. You can form it into a hemispherical dome or sphere with a radius up to 10 feet. Wow.
Neat.
Nothing can physically pass through the wall, is immune to all damage, and can't be dispelled by dispel magic.
Wow. I like that. That's a magical bowl you can put right on top of yourself.
Mm-hmm. And just one more.
Okay.
Magic
Is
Missile.
oh sure.
Magic
Magic.
Missile is an awesome one.
Cool.
Just let that one go. Oh, but we have a couple of magic. We have Magic Circle, Magic Jar, Magic Missile, Magic Mouth, Magic Stone, Magic Weapon.
I think Magic Missile is probably the best of
Okay.
those.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time to go back and choose more spells.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. So we get 4 cantrips and 16 more spells. I'll start at level 9.
Do we get Wish?
Not at level 9, no.
Okay. uh, Cloud Kill or Meteor Swarm or
So what I'm showing right now is just level 9. It's Foresight, Mass Polymorph, Power Word Heal, Power Word Kill, Psychic Scream, or True Polymorph.
wow.
Yeah.
Polymorph is a fun spell. So Mass Polymorph, I think you can transform a bunch of people into animals. True Polymorph is if you stay that for an hour, I think, then you become that animal permanently.
Oh, okay.
Um, Power Psychic Scream, you can make people, you can deal psychic damage and make creatures' heads explode,
Oh,
which is wild.
yeah.
I've never seen that happen. Uh,
Up to 10 creatures of your choice. And each one has to take an intelligence saving throw. On a successful one, they take half as much damage. If a target is killed by this damage, its head explodes, assuming it has one. All right, there we go. All right, level 8. Dominate, Feeble Mind, Glibness, Mind Blank, Power Word Stun.
I like Dominate Monster. You try and force a monster to make your friend to be your friend.
All right.
Um, uh,
If it's not,
Feeble
I can go
Mind.
to Feeble Mind.
Yeah, it's good against
Blast the
enemy
mind of a
masters.
creature. Oh, wow. It's intellect and personality.
Yeah, you basically like you take scoops out of their brain, figuratively speaking.
Wow. And what is this? At the end of every 30 days, the creature can repeat its saving throw against the spell. If it succeeds on the saving throw, the spell ends. It's like 30 days later after you finish the battle.
Yup. That is an 8th level you like
Wow.
mm-hmm.
All right. This one, a bit more. Uh, wow. Regenerate, resurrection, symbol, and teleport.
Is that Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion?
Yep. And their
That's a good
sword.
that's a good it's a good like give the party a place to rest. That's real fancy schmancy kind of spell.
So it's a nice safe house.
Yeah. And it's in like a pocket dimension. So like it's pretty much in like they can't get to you until while that spell is going. Is that Force Cage?
Yeah.
Force Cage is neat. Etherealness. Maybe if the party has a fighter in it, they can or a paladin, they can use that. Like you can Stan can cast that for that person.
Okay.
Um, Resurrection? Is that what that says?
Which one?
Resurrection?
Resurrection. Yes, it does.
What is that?
All right. Resurrection. You touch a dead creature that's been dead for more than a century, that didn't die of old age, and that isn't undead. So
Hmm.
basically, it's like freezing the body and then bringing them back to life when medical science can catch up. But the magic form.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gave Resurrection to my Nancy Reagan. Yeah, actually, I did. I gave it to my Nancy Reagan character.
Yep. Okay. You can pop that in there if you want.
All right. So, next, we are going to level 6.
Mass suggestions
Yep.
is probably pretty good. You can tell a whole potential fight to go for a walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they fail, they're safe. Which um, greater restoration. Oh, hold monster. That's a good one. Gain empowerment. Synaptic static. Eye bite. True seeing.
What you thinking?
True seeing, maybe.
True seeing? All right. True seeing. Oh, okay.
Oh, how about teleportation circle? Actually, just in case.
Teleportation.
Yeah, just in
All
case
right.
we need to, like bamf in or bamf out, like Nightcrawler.
All right. So, level 3 and 4.
Okay. Dispel magic is usually
Right.
a call. Um, Hypnotic pattern is a great bard spell in just all the time, I would say. Confusion, hallucinatory terrain, mystery creature, polymorph. There we go.
Didn't we already choose a type of polymorph? We chose
Oh, we
mass
got
polymorph.
mass polymorph. That's
Right.
right. Yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
How about how about because he would have to write his stories and send them to the editor.
So sending.
It's a reach, but I've said it.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. And we've got 4 more.
ooh. Well, we should probably do healing word.
Healing word. Okay. I'm always a fan of comprehend languages.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, let's go back. There we go. I went too far. We've got 2 more.
Lesser restoration.
Lesser restoration.
Just removing status conditions. Um,
And 1 more.
when Oh, invisibility.
Okay. Done and done. So now we get to choose our cantrips.
Cantrip. I like minor illusion and prestidigitation.
Okay. Mage hand is always handy.
Yep. And then vicious mockery is just a bard classic.
Yep. Always classic. Go with the classics. All right. We chose the ability scores. We got the description. Now it's just time for equipment. And a bag of holding because we got so many instruments.
Yeah.
All right. So with armor, it looks like we can only choose light armor.
Yeah, like studded leather. Probably
Okay.
the best bet.
Ooh, armor of necrotic resistance. They're just adding in a lot more to this stuff, to these armors. All right, so that's the armor weapon. I always go with 2 daggers.
Yeah. They have a boomerang? Damn.
A
That would
boomerang.
love that. They do have a boomerang, it looks like. That's what I
Yeah,
thought I saw.
that's how Benoit got their boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
After they got it made in the story, I just chose it in equipment.
Cool.
All right. Anything else you want as a weapon?
Maybe a light crossbow, just in case. We need
Light
a range
crossbow.
thing.
All right. There we are. Let's see if I've got this in the inventory. Nope, it didn't properly add it, so let's try that again. Weapon. Crossbow. Light. There we go. Inventory. Wield. And the other thing, I want a bag of holding. Let's just do that now. There we go.
Ah.
I think our DM will allow us to have that at a level 20. All
Yeah.
right. Let's see. What is Stan going to look like? Stanley. It's still thinking. Circle's still going around and around and around and around. So
Good
in the
day, true
meantime,
believers.
how was your day at work?
My day at work was good. Had an FEC with a big group. That's Future Energy Chicago for the uninitiated. That is one of our That is a simulation game that guests at the Museum of Science and Industry can play to make the most energy efficient choices possible to design a Chicago of the future.
Yeah.
That was a good group too. They had a good time with it. There was this one kid who was very much an optimizer. Okay,
You gotta
check
like
this
that.
out.
I'm actually surprised by the armor class, but I'm also looking at some of these modifiers like Arcana, Performance, Persuasion.
Yeah.
These are plus 17s, plus 14 on Stealth. So basically, for Persuasion, Performance, and Arcana, uh, if you have a DM that says if you roll a 1, that means you automatically fail, you're in trouble. But outside of rolling a nat 1, you got it. You pass any test with that.
Yep. Expertise, y'all.
Yeah.
If you can get a way to get expertise in a skill, do it. I'm a player who enjoys looking at and maximizing skills.
Right.
Depends on what the party needs too.
Okay. Let's make sure that our spells are like they're supposed to be. All right. Good on that. Good there. Hellish Rebuke. I like that.
Yeah, that's a tiefling thing.
Yep. Fireball. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Fireball, baby. All right. We did well.
I think so.
We did well. We're going to do some harm with this one.
Yeah. We just
Sort
gotta
of like,
not get hit.
yeah. Yeah, that's the problem is that the AC is like 14. That's like tissue paper.
If you bring the dexterity up with that, that should
Uh-huh.
probably help. Um, he's also got con issues.
Yeah, I see that.
But
Huh.
he can always hide behind the fighter.
That is true, but let's try something. Let's play a little bit. Let's see what we can play with here. Because intelligence is necessary.
It's necessary, but it's not critical for a
Right.
bard.
So let's do this instead.
Dex and con.
All right, so play with that. And then intelligence. All right, so the number of times that I increased their intelligence score, that was 1, 2. Okay, so that was charisma there. And then the next one was intelligence. Okay, so let's play with Dex and Con. So we already did Dex up at 2.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do it instead. All right, Con is with the AC, correct?
Con is hit points. Dex is AC.
Okay, so let's play with the dexterity then.
His HP at level 20 is 123 hit points.
Right.
So it's a little low, but
Well, compared to some of the other creatures that we created, like one has 220. I think that was
yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
I
I think
think
he's at
so.
220, and so is
It's
Putin.
just like
Putin's up there pretty high too.
absolute nightmare.
Yeah, they're both like tanks. Okay.
Spread it out a little more. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So our Arcana is now a plus 15, but our performance and persuasion are again plus 17. Our stealth is plus 15, so that's good.
Pussy's got
Dexterity.
invisibility.
Huh?
Pussy's got invisibility.
Right. So we move that up with the armor class, so I feel a little bit better with that. Hit points, I added about 20 points. That can be a difference between good and no. And intelligence is a 16 with a plus 3. Not too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's spread out a little bit more evenly with strength and wisdom being kind of low. So hopefully he doesn't have to make a whiz save.
Yeah. Wiz is the, I believe, second most common save after dexterity. But then maybe he'll get lucky. He's proficient in I think dexterity and charisma
Okay.
saves. So he's got like a plus something. Yeah, he's got a plus 11 to charisma save.
Right.
They aren't that common, but when they come around, they're bad. Like banishment is a charisma save.
Ah,
Uh,
okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. He he
yeah,
he would he would definitely be doable. He could definitely go up against Nefertiti for
sure,
sure. Yeah, for sure. Because that I guess we could keep it. The whoever survives the level 20s, that's the master of all the big bosses,
sure.
and then we can kind of like go down the line, and then we can see we can do it like a like Donkey Kong, like whoever your level 20 is at the top, and then whoever's down at the bottom has to make it up throughout. Yeah, we can totally do that. All right, so there is our Stan Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me not make myself the biggest face here. All right. So we will be back next week.
mm-hmm.
Uh, who do we want to do for next week? Do we want to keep going with like cool people like Carl Sagan and all that, or do we want to now start heading back into politics?
Like Madison Cawthorn or somebody like that.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
uh, or because we did Fauci,
Yeah, we did do Fauci.
we did. Yeah, I mean, just like marinate on it for a little
All
bit, and
right.
then maybe I'll talk to you some possibilities.
All right. We will look into some other possibilities there. And then hopefully in 3 weeks we can have another boss fight.
Hopefully, yep.
I'm excited about that. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's been
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. We will see you all